Hi guys, so I'd like to talk to you today about the Jesus of 3's. So a little background on the 3's part. Jesus was 33 when he died. Peter denied him 3 different times. When he died and got resurrected off of the cross, that was within 3 days that he built the temple. Whenever he resurrected, he also asked Peter 3 different times if Peter still loved him. But also in the fact of 3's is that the last 3 years of his life is when is when Jesus did all of his different miracles. Yeah, he taught in the temple whenever he was 12. However, the last 3 years was the most important years because that's when he started doing all of his different miracles that we know about him. So the kind of common theme for me with going off 3's is the last few years of my life have been kind of up and down, but also in the last few years, that's also when I found Jesus again. And there's also a lot of things that happen at the last possible minute with Jesus. There's a lot of things in my life that I can relate on to that, especially in the last few years. There's a lot of things that I was starting to lose hope in, and then all of a sudden it ended up happening. Excuse me. But also in the fact too that kind of like part of my testimony, I wonder if any of you guys are like this, and if you are, drop a comment down. The 3 different times, but whenever I was younger, I knew about God, I was close to God, but in my teenage years, a lot of different stuff personally happened, so I lost touch with Him. But the last few years, that's when I got in touch with God again. So there's just a lot of different things in this life. Wait.
Daddy, Mom and Daddy.
Yeah, mom's inside. There's just a lot of different things that I know you're losing hope in. I know that sometimes it takes a few times to get things right. I know there's a lot of things on my past that it took me a few times to get right. But that doesn't mean that it's the end. And I want you to know that, how I said, sometimes it's going to take a few times to make things right. Sometimes it's going to take a few times to actually see His goodness, His grace, and that's perfectly okay. He's waiting to see, waiting for you to come back. He's also waiting to turn your life around on His timeline. There's a lot of things that you may be praying about right now that aren't coming true, or I shouldn't say coming true. There's a lot of things that you're praying about right now, but they're not. You're not getting blessed with it right now, and it might not just be the time for it to happen. It might take a few years or a few decades or whatever to actually experience that blessing that you're asking Him for. So I just wanted to tell everyone who's watching, just keep on holding in there. He is the Jesus of 3's, and a lot of things that God makes you go through is that if you just hand you stuff left and right, then you would lose focus on who's getting you through the situation and who's giving you what you need. You would start focusing on what you have rather than the person well, not really the person he is, I mean, the great I am, but you start losing focus on God himself giving this stuff to you. And I just wanted to remind everyone that it may take a few times and may make a few mistakes, but don't give up, keep the hope going. And I know that you might be on your last straw, and that's when the good is going to end up happening. But y'all stay safe, and God bless.